with new sight words. So as they come up on the board, I want you to say them as loud as you can and be confident, okay, with what they are. Here we go.
Boy, I, girl, he, here.
All right, let's look at this one. Is it her or here?
Here.
Here. Very good. Nicely done. Next.
She, small,
Small. Good.
want, where,
Okay, is this where or is it were?
where,
It's were. Very good. Who knows how to spell where? Where. Okay, tell me.
W-H-E-R-E.
Good. W-H-E-R-E is where. Like, where in the world did you go? But this is were. Everybody say were. Very good. What? Very good. All right, let's look at them again. You've seen them once, so let's do it again. Here we go.
Girl, boy, he, by, what, here,
Good.
where,
What is that one? Were. Very good. Say it again.
where.
Very good. Stand up and let's spell it.
And I can't.
All right, you ready? Here we go. Give me a W. Give me an E. Give me an R. Give me an E. What's it spelled? Were. What? One more time. Very good. All right, have a seat. Let's do the next one. What's this one? Very good. Y'all did great. All right, I'm going to introduce our vocabulary to you this morning. Remember, on the first day, Miss Bryant gets to introduce it to you and tell you about it, and then we'll talk more about it tomorrow. All right, who knows what this word is? Decide. Very good. Make up my mind. I will tell you. Sunday, I went to lunch after church with my mom and dad and my family and my sister's family, and my dad offered us dessert afterwards, and he said, okay, I have Nutter Butters, I have Oreos, I have Fat Boy ice cream bars, or I have red velvet ice cream in a waffle cone. Man, that was hard to what? Decide. I couldn't decide which one I wanted. I couldn't make up my mind. So once you decide something, I decided that I was going to choose the red velvet ice cream in a waffle cone, and it was a great decision. Okay? All right, let's look up. The next one is proper. Everybody say proper. Proper. Very good. If you are proper, you act in a polite way. Okay? Let me tell you what that means. If you are at dinner in a very nice restaurant and you take out your napkin and silverware and you put it on the table and you put your napkin in your what? Lap. And then they come to take your order and you say, yes ma'am, I would like to have the caviar. Or I would like to, you're using your proper voice, your proper manners, you wear the proper clothing. So all of these are to be polite, okay? Now it doesn't just have to be when it's fancy, okay? You need to be proper and polite every time you're in this room, and to authority, to your parents, to other teachers, okay? You always want to be proper and polite, okay? The next word is what? Different. That's a long word. Say it again. Different. Very good. If you are different, it means you are not the same. Now, in Team Arrow's class, we read a book the other day. Avery, will you get it for me off the shelf? It's right there facing us. I read a book called, that's it, bring it to me. It's called, thank you, Different is Awesome. Different is Awesome. And mom got this for me. Let me show everybody at home. Different is awesome because it's about a little boy that doesn't have part of his arm. He was born without his arm. And he's different. He's not the same as everybody else. But does that make him less special? No. Does that make him less important?
No.
Or less smart? Okay? All of us in this room are different from each other. Okay? All of us. Some are boys, some are girls. We have so many differences. Tall, short, different color eyes, different color hair, different color skin. We're all different. We like different things. Some of us are really good at sports. Others are really good at math. We all have different things about us, but we are all special. But different means we're just not the same as each other. And what a boring world it would be if we were all the same, right? Yeah. All right, the next one. What's this word?
Trade.
Trade. Very good. To give one thing away and get something else. Okay? My little boy, he loves to trade snacks with people. He would go to school with his lunch or a snack, and he would come home and say, Mama, I had a Swiss roll or whatever. I'm like, where did you get that? Oh, I traded. I gave up something I have to give to somebody else, and they give me something. So you're just swapping. Okay, everybody say trade.
Trade.
Good, nicely done. All right, the next one. What is this one? Look at it again. Stairs. But is this the kind of stairs you climb? No. This is to look at something for a while with eyes wide open. So you have your eyes wide open and you're staring at something. Maybe you... Or, yeah, it could be. Sometimes you get that look when you daydream. But if you're staring at something, maybe you think something's beautiful. Miss Bryant likes to stare at sunsets. When they're not so bright, you don't want to stare at the sun. That would be too much. But
you can get blind.
Yes, you might could. But I love to stare at sunsets because they're beautiful. I could stare at the face of my little boys all day long because I love them a lot. But you can also get the stares. Have you ever had the stares and somebody's calling your name and you're like, oh wait, sorry, I had the stares. I wasn't paying attention. All right. Next one. What is this one? Glance. If you glance at something, you look quickly. I want everybody to glance at PJ. Don't stare. Just glance. Glance at my necklace. Oh, but don't stare. You're just glancing. Very good. So glance is you look quickly. You would have to do that to the big sun. You can't stare at the big sun. But you could glance at it real quick and get a quick look at it. Very nice. All right, let's do our phonics. What is a blend? What is a blend? A consonant blend is two or more consecutive consonants whose sounds blend together. Okay, whose sounds blend together. Let's look at some examples. Trips. Everybody say trips. Trips. These two letters make separate sounds individually. Okay, I could say ips, but I don't say ips. I'm going on a ip to the beach. You don't say that, do you? You say tr. Everybody say tr. And I shouldn't have put a at the end. Just go tr. No, that's too dramatic. Say tr. Very good. Trips. Everybody say trips. All right. What is this word? Grass. What consonant blend? What does this say? Grr. Very good. Grr. You don't say, I'm going to cut the ass. You say grass. Everybody say grass. Very good. All right. What about this one? Crack. Very good. Say it again. Crack. All right. The CR makes a blended sound. All right. So we have those were blended with what letter? R. Okay. Here's some that blend with the letter L. Are you ready? What's this word? Clap. Very good. What's this one? even blend at the end, like LT. So built, LT. All right, these blend with the letter S. S and what? S and K. So what does this say? Mass. Okay, we are very familiar with that, aren't we? All right, what about this one? West. Good. And the last one? Stack. Very good. Nicely done. All right, everybody up. You ready? Let me hear ya. Grammar time. Good. Let me hear ya. Oh, that was terrible. Let me hear it loud. Good. My grammar time. Good job. Very nicely done. All right. Who can tell me what we talked about last week in grammar? Who can tell me? Hey, do you mind turning the lights on for me, buddy? Thank you. Yes, you were. What did we talk about last week in grammar? Huh? Good. Very good. We talked about types of sentences and statements. A complete sentence has to have what? Good punctuation. What else? Capital letters. What else?
Capital letters in someone's name.
Yes. Still capital letters. Capital letters, punctuation. Two more. What are they?
Makes sense.
Yes, it has to make sense. And there's one more.
A full sentence.
Do what?
It's a full sentence.
Yes, it has to be a complete thought. What else?
It has to be.
Okay, Ethan, tell me.
It has spaces in between.
Yes, it does have spaces in between. So a complete sentence is a complete thought. It has to make sense. It has good punctuation, and it starts with a what? Capital letter. Very good. And then we talked about the 4 types of sentences that a complete sentence can be. We have what kind of sentence ends with a period and tells you something? Declarative. Very good. Everybody said declarative. Very good. Okay. What kind of sentence asks a question? Interrogative. Everybody say interrogative. Say that louder. Very good. Okay. Then we had a type of sentence that is exciting and ends with an exclamation point. Not declarative. Exclamatory. Everybody say exclamatory. Good. And then the very last one was the one that can end with an exclamation point or a period. And it tells you a command. It tells you to do something. No, not declarative. What is it? What is it? Imperative. Everybody say imperative. All of your friends are so glad you're here today because you answered all 4 of that, sweet boy. All right. So today we're moving on. We've talked about complete sentences. We've talked about types of sentences. And today we're going to talk about what every sentence must have. You know, we touched on it and said it has to be complete. And we talked about, does that really make sense? But today we're going to talk about what makes a sentence complete. What does a sentence have to be complete? And every sentence has to have a subject. Everybody say subject. And a predicate. Everybody say predicate. Very good. Every single sentence has to have a subject and a predicate. Now, what in the world is a subject and what in the world is a predicate? I'm going to tell you. A subject is who or what the sentence is about. Okay? Who or what the sentence is about. Let's look at some examples. The big dog was barking. Who is that sentence about? Or what is the sentence about?
The big dog.
The big dog. The big dog. That's who the sentence is about. Okay? Everybody say the big dog.
The big dog.
Very good. All right. Mom and Dad are home. Who is the sentence about?
Mom and Dad.
Very nicely done. Her family is moving. Her family is moving. Who is the sentence about?
Her family.
Her family. That's who the sentence is about. So everybody say subject.
Subject.
Who the sentence is about.
Who the sentence is about.
Now, let's look back at our definition. It says who or what is the sentence about. Because if I said the building is on fire, who would the sentence be about? The building is not a who, it's a what, okay? So if I said the building is on fire, then what is the subject of that sentence?
The building.
The building, even though it's not a person. Very good. All right? I want you to try it. I want you to raise your hand if you think you know the answer to the first one, okay? Barry and Tia are friends. Barry and Tia are friends. Who would like to tell me who the subject is in that sentence?
Barry and Tia.
Good, Barry and Tia. I was so afraid you were going to just say Barry, but you're right. It's Barry and Tia. There's two people that sentence is about, all right? The pizza is delicious. The pizza is delicious. Tell me.
The pizza.
Good, the pizza. That is what our sentence is about, the pizza. Very good. All right, this one's tricky. They're going to try to trick you. The whole class was in line. The whole class is in line. What do you think the subject is?
The whole class.
Woo! Good job. The whole class. I thought you might say the class. And it's not just the class. It's the whole class. Very good. Take your foot off for me, Becky. All right. Y'all did great. So the subject, pretty easy, right? Thumbs up if you understand the subject. Thumbs down if you have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, good. Thumbs up. Very good. All right. The predicate is what the subject does or what the subject is. Okay? You're confused. I see it all over your faces. So let's look at some examples. Okay? He reads every night. Okay? The subject is he. That's who the sentence is about. Now, what did the subject do? Reads every night. Very good. This is the action. It's what the subject and let's go back. It's what the subject does or what the subject is. Okay? Grandma cooked spaghetti. The subject is what? Grandma. That's who the sentence is about. But what did Grandma do? Cook spaghetti. So the predicate is cooked spaghetti. Very good. All right. We drove to California. The subject is what? We. Okay. We. And what did we do? Drove to California. And what are these called? Predicate. Say it again. Predicate. Very good. This is just a little hint, a little bonus. You can say, thank you, Miss Bryant. The predicate always starts with a verb. Now, some of you are like, whoa, what is a verb? We haven't even talked about that yet. So I'm going to tell me.
That's the first one. A verb is something you do.
A verb is something you do.
A verb is something what you do.
Man, those first grade teachers are doing good down there at Clinton Park. A verb is an action or a linking or helping verb, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay? Now, let's try it. What is the predicate? The water felt ice cold. The water felt ice cold. Raise your hand if you want to tell me what the predicate is.
The predicate is you're telling somebody this.
Okay, but in this sentence, what's the predicate? The water felt ice cold.
The water.
Okay, the water is the what, everybody?
The subject.
The subject. Very good. So what, if the water is the subject, what's going to be the predicate?
Felt ice.
Felt ice cold. Very good. Felt ice cold. Jackson sung a solo. Jackson sung a solo. What's the predicate?
He sung the song.
Sung a solo. Very good. So that makes the subject what? Jackson. Good. They took a long lunch break. They took a long lunch break. What is the predicate? Eden. I'm trying not to say names. Eden, go.
They took a long lunch break.
Okay, but what's the predicate? Take the subject off and tell me the rest.
Took a long
Good. Very good. Took a long